right, so welcome everyone to the Soul Station for Session 2, Lesson 3 on the subject of hate for a spiritual perspective with the spiritual bee. So what we're going to do for this session, we're going to start out with the blackboard. And as you recall, it's been a while. I've experienced some death in the family, and I'm just now getting back for your monthly reports. But I left you with an assignment to decipher in your own words what the meaning of hate is. What does it comprise of? So before we go into some scriptures, we're going to kind of jot down because, as I said before, we're trying to come up with a backronym, which I think means like turning a word. It's like giving it an acronym, making a word an acronym, but it's a backronym, right? So it's going to actually turn into a type of phrase, okay? So we're dealing with the subject of hate, okay? If you recall all of those scriptures from session 2, lesson 1, and lesson 2, we talked about the loose side of things, which is the love of us, which we're given a lot of order, it was like, don't hate your brother, how to treat your neighbor, and what hate does, and what God hates on the guilt side. God is love, guilt side of hate, and the orders of how to treat your brethren. It talked about how haters sow discord amongst the brethren, and how God hates people who cause discord and dissembles relationships out of attitude. It also talked about hidden hate, which was like the most dangerous hate, and how the Most High has a problem with that. So, as a teacher of sorts, I have learned that people live better when they can define things for themselves and not just go on how they've been taught, because many of us have been taught wrong, and we can't fault the past because they only gave us what they thought was right, okay? And we know that when it comes to hate, it deals with a lot of hostility, right? It deals with hostility, at least as far as I'm concerned, okay? It has a type of angst. It has a type of attitude attached to it, right? All right. And with T, it was not a lot, but we can deal with like turmoil, okay? Tumultuous behavior. This is the kind of assignment that I am giving you. You have to come up with your own thing. We may meet up in the middle, we may have some differences, but I am sure that once you define it for yourself, you can live up to your own expectations, okay? And when it comes to E, what I have found is that when it comes to hate, people feel entitled, okay? What do you mean by that? Okay, so nobody knows hate more than, say, melanated people, brown people, the black people, those enslaved, okay? We know hate like nobody else. But when you think about hate, not only is it an attitude which has been given to someone, just like you have to learn love, in my perspective, you have to learn hate. But it comes out of a type of entitlement, okay? And for many of us in the past, our ancestors had to deal with the hate because other people felt they were more entitled to the jobs, okay? Some people hate you because they feel like they're entitled to a position, okay? They're entitled to the spotlight, not knowing the backdrop oftentimes of why you're in that position, because man is not the only being that can promote you. God can promote you in ways that nobody will ever understand. And people wonder, how did you get there to why you're there? Because God says you're the best fit for that position. So hate can come out of a lot of things. But again, in my perspective, hate is a taught attitude. So at the end of the day, we need to come up with a backronym for ourselves, okay, of describing or giving a meaning to this unfortunate behavior, okay? So what I want to do at this point is just turn to a few scriptures for us to understand hate a little bit better, but we're going to be coming from the cool gel side of hate, which is the center of our love. Jesus is love. And we're going to look at some different perspectives about hate that may be kind of shocking to you, but it is totally in line with life today. So let's grab our Bibles, our highlighters, our pencils, our paper, whatever we need in order to get these scripts, and let's see what the Bible has to say in regards to this subject. All right, so if you are ready, I'm going to start with the Gill order. We're going to go to the Old Testament, and we're going to begin with Proverbs 8 and 13. So I may be a little sketchy because I got my notes everywhere, and like I said, I've been having a very busy week. We had a great loss in our family, and now I'm trying to get back on track with you. So Proverbs 8 and 13. Proverbs 8 and 13. And as you're looking for that, I'm going to go ahead and read. You can jot this down. You can read it later. It's a great subject of study that should be attended to. It says in verse 13, the fear of the Lord is to hate evil, pride and arrogancy, and the evil way. And the forward mouth do I hate. What is a forward mouth? A hypocrite, somebody that says one thing and does another. Okay, so I think I mentioned this before in the last session. I was like, everybody hates a hypocrite, but sometimes you need to check yourself and see if you are also a hypocrite. Sometimes we judge others and we find out that in some other shape, form, and fashion, you may be just as guilty. Okay, so when it comes to hate, God said he hates evil. He hates pride. He hates arrogancy. And I can understand that, because someone is full of pride. It's like it's no room for change. The ego's in the way, just as well as arrogancy. Someone that knows everything. They got all the answers. Arrogancy. There's no room to learn. You're not a student. And you have to understand God is the master of master teachers. So if he can't teach you nothing, you're no good. So that's a karma in and of itself. Okay? And the evil way. Then those who are what I describe as a hypocrite with a forward mouth. You say something, but you can't back it up. Okay, let's go to Psalms 97 and 10. That's the book before Proverbs, okay? The book, just flip to the right, flip the pages towards the right. It's the book before Proverbs. And we're going to chapter 97 and verse 10. Okay. Ye that love the Lord hate evil. He preserveth the souls of his saints. He delivereth them out of the hand of the wicked. Ye that love the Lord hate evil. Well, what is evil? Okay, so it's a lot of things that needs to be defined, because sometimes you may think you know something and you realize that you don't. Okay, and we may be discussing this in the next session. Ye that love the Lord, you need to hate evil. This is a commandment. He preserveth the souls of his saints. He delivereth them out of the hand of the wicked. Well, that's already letting you know evil is wicked. Wicked people do evil. Okay? They are full of pride and arrogancy. Okay? They are full of a forward mouth. They are good at dissembling discord amongst the brethren. Okay? Let's go to Proverbs 10 and 12. And that's the book again. Flipping to the left. Okay, and back to Proverbs 10 and 12. And we in the Gill side. God is love. Okay, but in Proverbs 10 and 12, hatred stirs up strife. Hatred stirs up strife. But love covereth all sins. And I know that to be true. You may know that to be true. You've had a person or people to really do you wrong and treat you very, what we quote unquote, in an evil way, and somehow you're able to forgive, and look past the fault, especially when they ask for forgiveness, right? Because love does cover a multitude of wrongdoing. It really does. But hatred stirs up strife. It stirs up trouble. It causes battles. It causes mischief because of what's going on within them. Okay? There's a battle going on within the person that is full of hate. So oftentimes, what are they going to do? They're going to project it onto you. They're going to project it onto society. Because there's a lack of understanding. Somebody's been taught wrong. Somebody's been taught more hate than love. Somebody's mind is narrow. They feel that they can't love outside of a race. They can't love outside of a immediate family. They can't love outside of a nation, but you can. Love is universal. Okay? Just like hate is universal, love is universal. You can be whatever you want to be. But I will admit that you have to be taught. None of us coming in this world just knowing. We came in receiving information. Okay? So, this is the guild order. Now, I got a really interesting story we get ready to break down in regards to hatred. You know, because sometimes people feel they love you and then something shifts. And then it's like they don't love you no more. But my question is it really love? Okay, so we get ready to dabble in a story that's very interesting in the Old Testament here in 2 Samuel 13. Okay, 2 Samuel 13. So sit back, relax, and prepare for a great story that I am about to share with you. If you're not at that place yet, jot it down and read it later. And it came to pass after this that Absalom, the son of David, had a fair sister, and fair in other words is beautiful, whose name was Tamar. And Amnon, the son of David, loved her. And Amnon was so vexed that he fell sick for his sister Tamar, for she was a virgin. And Amnon thought it hard for him to do anything to her. Okay? Now, when I look at this, I'm like, is this love or is this lust? Because we need to be able to devise the two. Okay? Verse 3. But Amnon had a friend whose name was Jonadab. I guess that's how you pronounce it. Jonadab, the son of Shimeah, David's brother. And Jonadab was a very subtle man. And he said unto him, why art thou, being the king's son, lean from day to day? Wilt thou not tell me? And Amnon said unto him, I love Tamar, my brother Absalom's sister. And Jonadab said unto him, lay thee down on thy bed and make thyself sick. So now it's time to put on an act. That's the first mistake right there. Okay? Becoming cunning. So Jonadab said unto him, lay thee down on thy bed and make thyself sick. And when thy father cometh to see you, or thee, say unto him, I pray thee, let my sister Tamar come and give me meat, and dress the meat in my sight, that I may see it and eat at her hand. So Amnon lay down and made himself sick. And when the king was come to see him, Amnon said unto the king, I pray thee, let Tamar my sister come and make me a couple of cakes in my sight, that I may eat at her hand. Then David sent home to Tamar, saying, go now to thy brother Amnon's house and dress his meat. You know, that's your brother. Go on, it's cool. Go. He's asking for you. He needs you. You know, like most parents want brothers and sisters to be close enough when they need each other, they down for each other. They right there for each other. You see what I'm saying? Then David sent Tamar, saying, go down to thy brother's house and dress his meat. So Tamar went to her brother Amnon's house. And he said, lay down. And he was laid down. And she took flour and kneaded it and made cakes in his sight and did bake the cakes. coming out of love. You know, I'm getting ready to serve my brother. You know, he's sick. He needs me. That's special. That's very special. And she took a pan and poured them out before him. But he refused to eat. And Amnon said, have out all the men from me. Have out all the men. I want everybody out of my house. All the people out of my house. And they went out, every man from him. And Amnon said unto Tamar, bring the meat into the chamber, that I may eat of thy hand. And Tamar took the cakes which she had made, and brought them into the chamber to Amnon her brother. And when she had brought them unto him to eat, he took hold of her, and said unto her, come lie with me, my sister. And she answered him, nay, my brother, do not force me, for no such thing ought to be done in Israel. Do not thou this folly. Brother, what are you doing? Don't have me. I'm a virgin. Don't do this to me. Don't shame me. You know, there's a culture in effect here. And let me tell you something. And that culture is into this culture today. If that woman is raped, if she's molested, or anything like that, people tend to side with the man, even unto this day. And she answered him, nay, my brother, do not force me, for no such thing ought to be done in Israel. Do not thou this folly. And whether shall I cause my shame to go? She said, what I'm going to do with this shame? People going to be blaming me. I'm doing something out of love, and I'm getting ready to be hurt. But people are going to be blaming me. Women, wake up. And as for thee, thou shalt be as one of the fools in Israel. Yeah, you know, ain't nothing going to happen to you. You just be a fool and maybe cat. I don't know. But it's going to be a lot of shame for me. Now, therefore, I pray thee, speak unto the king, for he will not withhold me from you. Now, you can do this the right way. Just go ask the king, can we get together? Go ask the king for permission, for his blessing. You know, treat me right. Howbeit he would not hearken unto her. This is verse 14. Howbeit he would not hearken unto her voice. He wouldn't listen to her. But being stronger than her, forced her and lay with her. He raped her. That feeling was so overwhelming. You know, the Bible says the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. It was so overwhelming. He would not hear her. So you can't tell me that that was love. He thought it was love because of the way he felt. But love don't do this. Love will be patient and kind and honoring. He didn't love her. He was in lust with his sister. Whatever kind of sister that was. Okay. Then watch this in verse 15 though. He done raped this woman, his sister. And in 15, the audacity of him. Then Amnon hated her exceedingly. That's a lot of hate. So that the hatred wherewith he hated her was greater than the love, or what I would say, the lust, wherewith he had loved her. And Amnon said unto her, arise and be gone. Now he done tossed her like trash. Okay? And she said unto him, there is no cause. This evil in sending me away is greater than the other than thou didst unto me. But he would not hearken unto her. He would listen to her. He done did something very shameful. Now, just that quick, he went from his so-called loving feelings into full-blown hatred. And I understand why. Because his conscience. He knew. He knew it was he knew there was karma behind that. Really, is the secret gonna get out? That's where it's coming from. So quick. How we change when we don't get our way, or when we do something that's so improper Now we projecting our bad behavior onto an innocent person. Think about that for a moment. This is coming from somebody you would trust. All right? So let's go into the cool gel side. We're going to go to Luke 14 and 26. We're going to the New Testament. That's Luke 14 and verse 26. If you don't have time to find it, that's fine. Just write it down and study it later. Luke 14 and 26. Now this is coming from Jesus, Jesus. If any man come to me and hate not his father and mother and wife and children and brother and sister, ye and your own life also, he cannot be my disciple. Now we discussed this in the last session. Like Jesus, like if you don't hate where did that come from? Because just in Matthew 5, you was teaching love in verses 43 through 44. Let's go to that real quick. Ye have heard that it has been said, thou shalt love thy neighbor and hate thy enemy. But he leveled up on it. Okay? It's not just a common physical law anymore. It becomes the law of the spirit. He says, but I say unto you, love your enemies. Bless them that curse you. Do good to them that hate you. And pray for them which despitefully use you and persecute you. But over here in Luke, somehow, his whole attitude changed, right? His whole attitude changed. Let's look at Ecclesiastes 3 and 8. Go back to the Old Testament. Job, Psalms, Proverbs, Ecclesiastes. All these books are kind of close together, okay? So after Proverbs, Ecclesiastes. And we're going to go to chapter 3 and verse 8. And I love Ecclesiastes because it breaks down the laws of nature, the laws of life. And verse 8 says, a time to love, a time to hate, a time for war, and a time of peace. Who's really setting the stage when we're dealing with time? Because it's a lesson to be learned. It has to exist in order for you to appreciate, to know what the opposite is. Remember, Paul said all things are permissible, but are all things edifying? Is it doing any good? Is it promoting? Is it progressing? Is it making things better in life? That's why laws come into being. Laws are necessary. Don't mean they're the truth, but they can be necessary. Especially when we're harming one another. Because to me, the only real crime is when you harm another person. Physically and financially. That's when you need to be serving time. Anything else can be dealt with. But that's a different kind of wrong. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to close out on Psalms 139, 21, and 22. Just go back a couple of books. And we're going to do verses 21 and 22. Again, another attitude about hate. Do not I hate them, O Lord, that hate you or thee. And am not I grieved with those that rise up against thee. I hate them with a perfect hatred. I count them my enemies. This is David talking. You know, the one Tamar's father that we just read about, whose son just raped her, who went from all of this so-called love to an instant hate. Why? Because he knew he had did something wrong and it needed to be covered up. It was in his conscience. It may not be written, but I know. I know. Okay? So we're dealing with hate. And it says in Ecclesiastes 3, it's a time for everything. I wonder why it's a time for hate. In my experience, hatred has taught me a lot about myself. So the Most High may send you an enemy to elevate you so you can look in your own mirror, so you can see the weaknesses in yourself to see where it is where you need to improve. Because maybe you didn't never know hate. Now you have to know a little hate, even within yourself, to know which side of the fence is better for you in your walk in this life, on your journey, on your path to your higher consciousness, to your higher self. Okay? So again, even though this is the climax for the subject of hate, I'm still urging you to do the assignment and come up with a backronym. Find your own meaning for hate. What does it really mean to you? Having angst, hostile attitude towards entitlement. Because at the end of the day, hate, as far as I'm concerned, has a lot to do with somebody feeling entitled. And I'm going to leave it here until the next lesson. I hope you enjoyed it. Please remember to support the station. Give some thumbs, some likes, share with your friends. This is a very necessary message, and I hope to see you for the next one. But until then, I pray that truth be your happiness and your healing. What's up, Beatles? And welcome to the Soul Station here with the Spiritual Beat for another one. Hope you're doing well. I know I'm behind, so we're going to go ahead and get started. Got a lot of things going on. We had another tragedy in our family. I lost my little nephew at a very young age, you know, at a time when life is just starting to go. I'm asking everyone who are true prayer warriors, real spiritual people, people who are connected with the heavens, with the gods, with God, the universe. Please pray for my sister's strength and my oldest nephew, as well as myself and the rest of the family and his friends. He was truly loved and cared for, and he will be missed. So if you can, please do that now, a moment of silence. I don't know. Guess he was ready, you know? All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started. We're going to use the positive astrology cards for your planetary lineup. You are the bronze status from your previous views, so you'll be getting a reading from 4 different cards, 4 different stacks of cards. So your external all over energy is coming from the Aquarius ascendant sign, okay? Or someone with a strong Aquarius ascendant may be involved in your forecast this month, or that could be highly expected in your chart. And then we have signs and symbols. Okay, so this could be regarding the study of zodiacs, or you may be dealing with every single sign externally, you know, as your underlying energy. You may be connecting traits with certain zodiacs. Okay. Maybe you are interested in that field of astrology. I don't know. Symbols. So let's go ahead and read your all over energy. And it says, your Aquarius ascendant personality is social, approachable, and non-judgmental. You enjoy music and literature. You're always up for new experiences, yet also need freedom and time alone. You are a humanitarian and strive to take action when you see suffering or cruelty in any form. Your outward demeanor is friendly, free-spirited, and witty. You can be eccentric in your behaviors or lifestyle. You are intelligent, progressive, highly inventive, and technologically advanced. Your purpose is to inspire others to be more conscious, kind, and peaceful. So this month, that was more than likely it's going to be highly expected. That's why you're dealing with all these different signs, all these different peoples, because this month you are inspiring others to be more conscious, kind, and peaceful. So that's somebody of real character here. Okay, somebody who has some type of spiritual elevation, okay, or just very professional and knows how to handle themselves in every aspect of the workplace. We're going to go ahead and get you a reference word for the month, okay? A reference word. And you have turn with the sub-word green, okay? So somebody may be turning green. I don't know if it's envy. I don't know if somebody is getting more healthy. Or it's got to be somebody turning at the green light. That may be of significance. Could be a green light. That may be of significance. I don't know why. Maybe you going green. You know what I'm saying? Some people do go green. They just get more of a vegetarian lifestyle, so to speak. Okay? Yeah. That's all right. Hopefully it works for you. Okay? I don't know if I can do that. Okay? I was kind of vegetarian. That was at the time when people thought you could have fish and chicken with this. Pescatarian, I think is what they call it. It didn't work for me. I have to have a different kind of diet for my body to work correctly. So hopefully it works for you. But I see that you are on the path to health, okay? Especially with this Aquarius ascendant sign, you're on the path to health. Okay, let's see what's going on overall. You have the Knight of Wands. You have Temperance as your core energy. You can expect the Two of Cups this month. If this has not, either this is a confirmation or this is about to happen, this video will be released in another day or so. It's all coming out of the Fool energy, and you have an outcome of a wand, Seven of Wands, conflict and a challenge, or your supportive blessing energies. Everybody's getting 7 cards that's going around just because. Okay, it's a little makeup, a little extra. Messages, you have the card. This could be a deed, this could be something you have to sign, this could be a notice, a memo, this could be a message. I don't know what it is, but it's definitely a message because the messenger is here. News, hot news, fresh off the press. Okay, this could also be a flyer of some sort. Okay, this could be you trying to let everybody know what you do in business. Okay, this could also be a message sent to someone. I see it right here that you want to fill in or you want to partner with, because that is here. Okay, and it's coming out of the Fool energy. This is somebody who has a vision in sight and goes for it. They don't worry about the no's, the yeses. They just, this is totally positive. You know, it's the Fool is concerned with what's in sight. Okay, and then they go after it. They take that leap of faith. This is all about faith. This is in the past energy, or this is the current energy. Taking this leap of faith, reaching out to someone that you see as a potential partner, somebody that you see will be good for your business, good for even coaching here. I'm getting coaching here, okay, but I definitely see business here or some reason to meet up. Now, why, I don't know, but we're going to find out. Well, she grabbed the root cards. I didn't expect that. So we're going to use my latest deck that I created. It's called the Root, and it deals with situations, and also you get to learn a little bit about languages, a little bit of etymology, okay? The history of languages. Now, one thing about the history of languages, they don't usually reflect where languages actually began. Okay, they usually related more to the Latin, European languages, okay? But I'm finding that it's starting to add a little bit more of the Pacific like the Asian and Japanese languages, uh, with these root words. And I have to commend, I guess, those decision makers who create um, dictionaries and thesauruses and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so what's the reason? You have me and you have Mo. Oh, Memo. That is funny to me. You have me and you have Mo. That is so funny to me. Okay, a military intelligence, or it could be, of course, Spanish, ni as mine as it is in Espanol. Okay, and for as Mo is concerned, it deals with a short length of time or a mode of operation. Modus operandi, okay, which is Latin. Okay, so Mo, like a moment, give me a moment, short length of time, okay. My MO, that's what it is, my MO, okay? Your MO, your motivation, your motive. You have a motive. And a mode of operation in a short lived time, because this is a meetup. This fits perfectly, you know what I'm saying? A meetup. Can I have a moment of your time? Can I talk to you for a moment? You see what I'm saying? Yeah, because you're trying to get the news out about what's happening with you, about what you want to do, how you want to work together, what we can do, how we can solve problems, how we can make the world a better place, okay? How we can make people, cups deals with happiness, okay? And doing what you love, doing what you feel inspired and driven to do spiritually, okay? And it's all coming out of faith. I also see you may not have a lot to go on, okay? But you trust it so much, or you will trust it so much, and you are so confident that it's going to give you great results, okay? So, expect someone to reach out to you, and you're going to be reaching out to them. Some of you, this may be dealing with something else, and they're going to reach out to you to get information. It's like they need you to bring them up to par. Where are you at in this? You know, where are you? Where's your stance? What are we going to do? You see what I'm saying? But it really stems from faith and confidence and motive. This is somebody new in your life. This is taking a chance. You maybe have just met this person. Okay, this is an individual. This is not a group. This is an individual. Okay, this person could be a possible soulmate. For others of you, this connection could be healing in some way. And it could be connected to healing you, like in a medical sense. Like, I don't know if it's some diagnosis or prognosis that you have, but whatever it is, it can heal you. It's almost like natural healing, but I feel like I'm hearing pharmacy. So they may want to know how you're doing, if your health has improved. Okay? Because you decide you're going to go about it your own way, the earthly way, the natural way, natural sunlight, it can be healing as well. Especially if you're dealing with your sinuses and allergies and so forth. I'm seeing that in the food card, okay? But your outcome is pretty kind of hectic, though, because you're going to have a whole lot to tackle, a whole lot of people coming at you. It may come from this bond. It may come from this meeting. It may come from this connection with this partnership, because this is a potential partnership. It may lead you to a lot of clients and customers. You're going to have a lot to tackle, a lot to do to get going after this conversation. For some of you, this can also be paperwork. But this is definitely dealing with a lot of duties. This is serious. Okay, whatever this is, when it comes to the Seven of Wands, this is serious work. Other people are involved. And I don't know if you're handling people or you are handling the business of other people, but it's important. And it requires protracted thinking. It requires you to be organized. And it requires strength. Some of you, this is basically your job. Okay? It's basically your job. It's what you do. You know, you tackle a lot of stuff. Some of you, it may be a couple of jobs. Okay? Or you may wear a couple of hats. And that's another reason why you're so busy and have so much to do and so much paperwork and needing to be, you know, be in a space and place of concentration. Some of you, you may have some battles in this, you know what I'm saying? You know, some people want to get at you, you know. With some of you, this is sensual. It's not like that. It's a different kind of drama. It's kind of like people want to get at you. You know, they want to get to know you. They want your attention. Okay? They want your attention. You know, you look good with doing all that hard work. You know, you look strong and healthy. You look green. You see? You got the green and the sun here, okay? You are a pillar of strength. You know, you are the picture of perfect health and ability, okay? But it's something else on your mind, or whoever these people are, these cats or whoever is coming at you, you got your mind and eye on somebody else. What's your conflict though for the month of October? Beetles. Ooh, the Three of Cups. Okay, so this is a trice. And it's also a partnership as well. Okay, so potential is that's what I'm getting. Potential, a potential mate, potential partnership is a conflict. Somebody else is involved. I don't know if you with somebody, but you rather be with the other person. You with a group, but you prefer to be with another group. You know, maybe you just in the middle. You don't know how to decide. You know, maybe two people want you. Then I see a lot of people coming at you. You know, but this is in partnership. Y'all know each other. Y'all work together. You know, y'all. You know, you sexing somebody. You sexing somebody. You may be rubbing on one person's booty, but you're looking at somebody else. Didn't I say that? You're thinking about somebody else. You're looking at somebody else. The holidays may also be of a conflict. Or a challenge. And it may be because you need to decide what side of who you want to be with. You know, maybe about who you want to get, because this is new. You want to try something new. You know, maybe this relationship has gotten old, or, you know, maybe there's something pure about this person, though. You know, when I look at her, something pure about her. It's like, I see you, but I want her. I see you, but I want her. But whoever this is, they're a pure heart. They're pure. I don't know if they're a virgin. I don't know if, you know, they're very ethical. that may be viewed as righteous. I mean, because this person is pure, clean, a clean person. Their clothes maybe just look really clean. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But that's the conflict. Because you have a connection. You already have a partnership. But I think you really want to be over here. That's probably why they're reaching out, or you reaching out. You know? And you're going to take that chance. You got an MO. You got a reason. Or some motive. I hope that the motive is good. Because it's turned green. I hope it's not because they have money. Because to me, turning green is another way of saying they're getting rich. You know what I'm saying? Get rich to this. Get rich to this. Okay, well, what's going to support you or be your blessing is walking away. Leaving something behind that no longer serves you, that is just a taxing on your emotions. It could be a few people, you know, like in this group. You know, turn away from this group. This could mean walking away from previous engagements, like your old job, your job, okay? But this is like a whole family to me. And sometimes that's what's required. You know, everybody can't go with you when it's time for your destiny, your success. You know, sometimes you have to, when it's time for you, you're being led to leave, to go on this journey, okay? The Divine Mother is calling you to go on this journey, to leave this old stuff behind. It's not getting you anywhere. For some of you, it may be too much drinking going on, and maybe you're just not with it. It's a whole lot of cups here. I feel like it's a whole lot of drinking. I don't know where it's coming from, but it's a lot of drinking. And maybe you realizing this is not for me. I need something better. I need something better for my life. You know? You need healing. Maybe some of you going to go green, turn green. You know, you don't want to do alcohol no more. Maybe you're going to be doing Mother Nature. Leaving it all behind. And it's going to be your blessing. But it's a new start. It may not be easy at first, but it's going to pay off. Because you know why? It's going to be a lot of love and feelings involved in this situation by you making this right choice. By you making this right choice. So I'm going to close this out with a written word for you. Okay, and if you haven't already, please support the station. It could really use your support. Okay, I don't take this work lightly. I know it's necessary, and so all I ask you to do is support where you can, and hopefully you enjoy the lessons. If you see, you know, the Spirit moves on your heart to give a love donation, thank you so much, because I do take those messages very seriously. You know, I take my work very seriously. Okay? So it says, let's see what this says. You at this time can only be destroyed by yourselves from within and not from without. I know who this is. You at this time can only be destroyed by yourselves from within and not from without. You have reached the point where the victory is to be won from within and can only be lost from without. And I'm proud to announce that this is the great father of Marcus Garvey that spoke these words. He is the father. You need to study Marcus Garvey if you don't know anything about him. He was the one who coined Black is Beautiful. Okay, he was the one that really planted the seed for Africans in America to become independent and not be so dependent on on the nation, but to create for yourselves. You know what I'm saying? And in order to do that, Beatles, you're going to leave some people behind, and I'm going to leave it right here on that note. Until the next one, don't forget to support the station. Thank you so much for tuning into the Soul Station with the Spiritual Bee. And hopefully I'll see you real soon. Till then, Hotep.